Have you ever found yourself feeling like the people closest to you are becoming distant, or worse, carrying negative feelings toward you without any clear reason? As we navigate through life, the nature of our relationships evolves in ways we often struggle to understand. Aging is a remarkable journey, one that brings wisdom, growth, and countless experiences. Yet, it also comes with its own set of challenges, particularly in how we relate to those around us. Many factors contribute to why people may start harboring resentment, sometimes subtly, sometimes openly. These feelings are often tied to personal priorities, misunderstandings, or even the inevitable fear of change. However, the encouraging part is that by identifying and acknowledging these reasons, we can approach these challenges with a mindset of grace, resilience, and deeper understanding. In this video, we will explore some of the reasons why individuals may develop negative emotions toward you as you grow older. Whether it's envy, miscommunication, evolving values, or the influence of rumors, each aspect plays a role in shaping the dynamics of our relationships. Understanding these underlying reasons is crucial in preserving inner peace, strengthening relationships, and ensuring a fulfilling life as you age. So, why is this discussion important? By uncovering the root causes of these tensions, you gain the ability to handle them with wisdom and confidence. Whether you're navigating feelings of jealousy from others, generational gaps in understanding, or unjust criticisms, this video will equip you with tools to respond with kindness, integrity, and self-assurance. Don't miss the opportunity to learn how to protect your emotional well-being and foster meaningful connections regardless of your age. Before we dive in, I would appreciate it if you could like this video and support my efforts in sharing these valuable insights. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so and turning on the notification bell to stay updated with more content. If you find value in this discussion, drop a comment with the number 1 to let me know, and if you feel there's room for improvement, comment with 0 so I can work on making better content for you. Let's get started. One significant factor that can lead to subtle resentment from others is envy. As the years pass, the life you've built, your accomplishments, your relationships, and the wisdom you've accumulated can sometimes become a source of quiet envy. This envy isn't always expressed in obvious ways. Instead, it may show up through indifferent remarks, passive-aggressive behavior, or an unwillingness to acknowledge the value you bring. The reality is, this envy doesn't stem from any wrongdoing on your part. Instead, it often arises from the insecurities, regrets, or unfulfilled aspirations of those around you. For example, if you've achieved financial stability through years of hard work and smart decisions, those who are still struggling financially might feel a tinge of resentment. If you've nurtured a long and meaningful relationship, it could trigger feelings of regret in someone who has faced heartbreak or loneliness. Even your quiet self-confidence, developed through overcoming life's obstacles, may make others uncomfortable if they are still grappling with their own self-doubt. It's natural to feel hurt when this envy comes from people you care about. A dismissive comment from a friend, an unwillingness to celebrate your achievements from a family member, these can make you question your worth. But it's important to remember that their emotions are a reflection of their personal struggles, not a measure of your success. It's not your responsibility to shrink yourself to accommodate someone else's discomfort. Instead, respond with compassion, recognizing that their reactions are about their own journey, not yours. By choosing to maintain your authenticity and embrace your achievements unapologetically, you reinforce your inner strength. Surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your growth and successes rather than those who see them as a competition. Cultivating meaningful connections with individuals who uplift and appreciate you will reinforce your peace and allow you to continue living with dignity and confidence. Another common source of misunderstandings is ineffective communication, particularly across generational lines. The way we express ourselves evolves with time, and what was once considered straightforward and practical communication may now be perceived as harsh, insensitive, or outdated by younger generations. For example, you may offer advice with the best of intentions, drawing from your years of experience. However, younger individuals may interpret it as unsolicited criticism rather than guidance. Even small moments of frustration or strong opinions, expressed out of concern, may be misconstrued as judgmental or dismissive. Over time, these seemingly minor misinterpretations accumulate, creating emotional barriers. Younger people may begin to pull away, believing that their perspectives aren't understood or valued. This distance can leave you feeling disconnected and wondering when and how the relationship started to shift. The key to bridging this gap is active listening and empathy. Instead of offering immediate advice, take a step back and show curiosity about their perspective. Simple phrases like, "Tell me more about how you see it," can open the door to a more balanced and meaningful dialogue. By creating space for others to share their thoughts and concerns, you foster mutual respect and a sense of being heard. Additionally, if you realize that your words have been misunderstood, take the opportunity to clarify with kindness. A phrase such as, "That wasn't my intention, let me explain a little differently," can help clear up confusion and strengthen understanding. Approaching conversations with patience and a willingness to learn from each other can transform potential conflicts into opportunities for deeper connection. As we continue this discussion, it's important to recognize that misunderstandings and unspoken tensions are not necessarily personal attacks. More often than not, they stem from unresolved emotions, changing social landscapes, and differences in life experiences. By remaining open-hearted, practicing self-awareness, and choosing understanding over frustration, we can navigate these challenges with wisdom and grace. Aging is not just about the passing of time. It's about growth, adaptation, and embracing the full spectrum of human connection. It's about knowing when to let go of negativity, when to foster meaningful relationships, and when to stand firmly in the knowledge that you have earned the right to live authentically and without regret. As you move forward, continue to cherish the relationships that bring positivity into your life. Invest in conversations that inspire understanding and mutual respect. Most importantly, remind yourself that your journey, every success, every hardship, every lesson learned, is worth celebrating. Rekindling relationships on a deeper level requires openness, patience, and a willingness to communicate honestly. When you feel ignored or misunderstood, expressing your feelings calmly can pave the way for mutual understanding. Instead of assuming negative intent, take the opportunity to share your perspective and listen to the other person's viewpoint. This approach fosters respect and creates a space for meaningful dialogue. Being vulnerable in these moments invites sincerity into the conversation, strengthening bonds and reinforcing trust. These discussions, though challenging, should not be seen as confrontations to win, but rather as opportunities to deepen connections. When the focus shifts from proving a point to genuinely understanding one another, it lays the foundation for a more harmonious relationship. Bridging generational divides requires patience, but every effort made to listen, adapt, and connect contributes to a lasting positive impact. Not every misunderstanding will be resolved immediately, but the willingness to engage meaningfully can set an example for mutual growth. By demonstrating openness and flexibility, you encourage others to do the same, ensuring that your relationships remain strong and meaningful despite generational differences. If you are still watching this video and finding value in these insights, let me know by commenting below. Your engagement means a lot and encourages more conversations like these. As the years pass, our beliefs and values become deeply ingrained, shaped by decades of lived experiences. These values, whether related to work, family, traditions, or personal growth, form the foundation of our identity. They are often the result of overcoming obstacles, learning from past experiences, and adapting to societal norms of our time. However, In today's rapidly changing world, younger generations may hold perspectives that differ significantly from those we have cherished. These shifts in values can sometimes create friction and misunderstandings. For example, many of us place great importance on discipline, perseverance, and structure, viewing them as essential for long term success. Meanwhile, younger generations might prioritize flexibility, creativity, and innovation, valuing adaptability over rigidity. The clash becomes evident in discussions about work ethics, where structured routines may be seen as restrictive by those who value a more fluid approach. What one generation perceives as steadfast dedication, another might interpret as resistance to change. Similarly, perspectives on relationships, marriage, and social roles can highlight the gap between generations. Traditional views on family dynamics may not always align with contemporary beliefs, influenced by different cultural and societal contexts. Younger individuals might feel older perspectives are outdated, while older generations might struggle to understand the shifting priorities of the younger population. These differences can sometimes lead to frustration or feelings of being judged. Understanding these generational contrasts does not mean abandoning one's beliefs, but recognizing that every perspective is shaped by unique experiences. Just as our values were formed through our personal journeys, younger generations are shaped by their own challenges and cultural influences. Acknowledging this fact can prevent misunderstandings from escalating into resentment. Approaching these discussions with curiosity instead of judgment can lead to more constructive conversations. Instead of debating over who is right or wrong, seek to understand the reasoning behind different perspectives. Asking thoughtful questions, such as, "What experiences led you to this belief?" or "How do you see this shaping your future?" fosters an environment of learning and exchange rather than conflict. Sharing personal stories can also help bridge gaps. By explaining the experiences that shaped your values, you offer insight into your way of thinking. Likewise, listening to their experiences provides a deeper understanding of what drives their beliefs. This mutual exchange strengthens relationships by encouraging empathy and appreciation for different viewpoints. It is also essential to recognize that not every difference requires resolution. Some beliefs may remain fundamentally opposed, and that is okay. The goal is not to erase differences, but to find common ground despite them. Whether it's a shared love for family, a mutual commitment to kindness, or a collective desire for a better world, these points of connection serve as reminders of our shared humanity. By embracing openness, respect, and a willingness to understand, you can maintain strong relationships while honoring your own values. This approach not only ensures peaceful coexistence, but also leaves behind a legacy of compassion and acceptance. These efforts create lasting bonds that withstand the test of time, enriching lives across generations. As we grow older, we often find ourselves deeply connected to our communities, whether it be our neighborhood, social circles, or extended family. These connections offer companionship and support, but they can also become breeding grounds for gossip and misinformation. In close-knit groups, stories can quickly spread, often becoming exaggerated or entirely distorted along the way. What may start as a minor misunderstanding can spiral into a widely accepted falsehood, impacting reputations and relationships. The true harm of gossip lies not just in the words spoken, but in how readily they are believed and shared without verification. In many cases, gossip stems from insecurity or boredom, as some individuals find a sense of importance in discussing others' affairs. Rumors often emerge when individuals feel unfulfilled in their own lives, seeking entertainment through the misfortune or mistakes of others. This tendency can lead to the distortion of facts and the spread of unnecessary negativity. Whether it's speculation about personal finances, relationships, or past decisions, gossip can cause significant distress and tension within communities. The consequences of unchecked gossip can be lasting and damaging. When misinformation spreads, trust erodes, creating divisions among friends and family members. The most painful aspect is when those spreading rumors are people once considered close confidants. Over time, these rifts can lead to feelings of isolation, resentment, and emotional distress. Recognizing the dangers of gossip is the first step toward preventing its harmful effects. When confronted with rumors, it is important to maintain composure and avoid reacting impulsively. Addressing falsehoods calmly and confidently helps to dispel misunderstandings without fueling further drama. Engaging in open conversations and clearing up misconceptions can restore trust and mend strained relationships. Furthermore, choosing not to participate in gossip cultivates a more positive and supportive environment. Encouraging honesty and transparency within social circles sets a standard for integrity and mutual respect. When individuals make a conscious effort to resist the temptation of spreading rumors, they contribute to a culture of trust rather than suspicion. In the end, relationships are built on the foundation of understanding and mutual respect. By prioritizing meaningful communication and resisting the urge to engage in harmful gossip, we can foster deeper connections that withstand the test of time. Whether it's bridging generational gaps, overcoming misunderstandings, or fostering stronger bonds, embracing compassion and openness leads to relationships that are truly fulfilling and enduring. People often form opinions based on distorted versions of events rather than understanding who someone truly is. This can be particularly painful when the very people you trusted contribute to these rumors, whether they do so knowingly or not. Dealing with gossip is never easy, but with resilience and a well-thought-out approach, it is possible to navigate through it effectively. The most important thing is to remain true to yourself and hold on to your core values. Your authenticity is your greatest strength in countering false narratives. Over time, those who genuinely know you will see through the gossip and recognize your true character. Although it might take patience, your integrity will ultimately overshadow any misleading stories being spread about you. It's also essential to resist the urge to retaliate with gossip of your own or to respond with anger. Choosing to remain composed and dignified instead of engaging in heated exchanges is the most powerful way to diffuse the situation. When you maintain your calm, you demonstrate a strong character, signaling that you are unshaken by attempts to undermine you. When rumors reach your ears, it's crucial to assess whether they need to be addressed directly. If a particular rumor is significantly affecting your personal or professional life, it may be worth calmly confronting the source or clarifying matters with those who have been misled. A simple, straightforward statement like, "I understand this is being said about me, but it's not true, and here's why," can help clear the air. However, not every piece of gossip requires a response. Knowing when to let things go is just as important as knowing when to speak up. Sometimes, preserving your peace is more valuable than engaging in unnecessary disputes. It's also helpful to remember that gossip often reveals more about the person spreading it than the one being targeted. People who indulge in rumors and negativity frequently do so because of their own insecurities or dissatisfaction with their lives. Their choice to spread falsehoods says more about their character than it ever could about yours. By maintaining your integrity and refusing to let negative narratives dictate your self-perception, you show strength and resilience. Ultimately, the people who truly matter in your life will see you for who you are, and their respect will far outweigh any momentary opinions fueled by gossip. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here with me. Your time is appreciated. Another reason why people may hold negative feelings toward you has nothing to do with your actions, but rather stems from their own insecurities. Many individuals project their inner doubts, fears, and feelings of inadequacy onto others, especially when they see in you qualities they lack or struggles they haven't yet overcome. This can lead to discomfort, jealousy, or even resentment. As people age, they tend to reflect on their lives, measuring their progress against those around them. If you have maintained good health, financial stability, or fulfilling relationships, others who feel they have struggled in these areas may develop negative emotions towards you, not because of anything you've done, but because your success reminds them of their own unfulfilled goals. In many cases, your achievements become a mirror, reflecting their personal struggles, leading to an unconscious projection of their frustrations onto you. This tendency also extends to aging itself. Those who are insecure about growing older may direct their anxieties outward, associating their fears with you. This can manifest in dismissive remarks about your age, belittling your opinions, or making light of your accomplishments, not due to anything you've done, but because your presence reminds them of time's passage and their concerns about aging. Recognizing this dynamic allows you to respond with understanding rather than taking things personally. While it doesn't excuse harmful behavior, it helps to see these actions as reflections of their internal struggles rather than as judgments of your worth. By staying grounded in your sense of self, you can maintain your peace and emotional resilience. At the same time, it is crucial to protect your own well-being. If someone's insecurities lead to repeated negativity in your interactions, setting healthy boundaries is necessary. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's an act of self-care. You have worked hard to be where you are today, and any resentment directed at you is more about their struggles than about who you are. Instead of internalizing their projections, focus on the life you've built and the person you've become. By doing so, you cultivate a sense of emotional strength and clarity that allows you to move forward confidently and compassionately. Another challenge that comes with aging is the surprising lack of empathy and understanding from others. Many people, especially younger generations, fail to recognize the complexities of growing older, leading to misinterpretations or resentment. Aging is a multifaceted process, yet instead of trying to understand its nuances, people may judge your actions based on assumptions rather than reality. For example, simple acts such as moving at a slower pace or taking time to make decisions might be perceived as hesitation or inefficiency. In truth, these are natural adjustments to the changes occurring in the body and mind. Unfortunately, rather than showing patience, people may assume you are being difficult or resistant to change. Family members, colleagues, or even friends might misjudge your choices, thinking you are stuck in your ways rather than recognizing the depth of experience that informs your decisions. These misunderstandings are often not intentional, but stem from impatience and a lack of perspective. However, that doesn't make their impact any less frustrating or painful. Empathy often falls short when people fail to put themselves in your position. Those caught up in their fast-paced lives may not stop to consider how their words and actions are affecting you. They may minimize or dismiss your difficulties, unaware of how deeply their lack of understanding affects you. But the truth is, until they experience aging themselves, they may never fully grasp what it entails. Rather than letting this lack of empathy discourage you, use it as an opportunity to educate and advocate for understanding. If someone makes an insensitive remark or misjudges your choices, take a moment to share your perspective. Sometimes, a little insight into your experiences can shift their viewpoint and encourage them to be more patient and understanding. At the same time, you must also know when to walk away. Not everyone will be willing to listen or change their mindset, and that's okay. Your peace of mind is not dependent on their validation. Focus on surrounding yourself with those who respect and appreciate you for who you are. By maintaining a strong sense of self-worth and choosing to invest your energy in positive interactions, you create a life where you feel valued and understood. Aging comes with its unique set of challenges, but it also brings wisdom, resilience, and the opportunity to set an example for others. By staying true to yourself, setting boundaries where necessary, and advocating for empathy, you can navigate these experiences with grace. Your journey is your own, and no distorted perceptions or unfounded judgments can take away the strength and knowledge you've gained over the years. Continue to embrace who you are with confidence, knowing that the people who truly matter will always recognize your value. Navigating the complexities of aging involves addressing various aspects of life, from managing health conditions and coping with the loss of loved ones to maintaining meaningful social connections. Without a deep understanding of how these elements impact daily life, a sense of emotional disconnection can develop, leaving one feeling overlooked, unheard, or underappreciated. This disconnect can place strain on relationships, making it more difficult to relate to those who seem indifferent to the struggles faced with age. Bridging this gap requires open and sincere communication. By expressing your thoughts calmly and clearly, you can help others see life from your perspective, encouraging them to reevaluate their assumptions. For example, when someone expresses impatience with the time you take to complete a task, instead of reacting defensively, you might take a moment to explain your circumstances. A simple statement such as, "I appreciate your patience, but I want you to understand why this takes longer for me now," can encourage empathy and help them grasp the challenges you navigate. At the same time, it is important to recognize that not everyone will be open to understanding your point of view. Some individuals may lack the emotional depth or willingness to empathize with your experiences. In such cases, setting boundaries with those who consistently fail to respect your needs is crucial. Safeguarding your emotional well-being means surrounding yourself with people who genuinely appreciate your perspective, listen without judgment, and strive for meaningful connections. Empathy is a two-way street, and by embodying it in your own interactions, you can inspire others to reciprocate. Approaching relationships with patience, kindness, and openness fosters stronger connections, even when misunderstandings arise. By practicing and encouraging empathy, you create an environment where both your needs and those of others are acknowledged and respected. If you're finding this discussion valuable, let me know in the comments to continue this journey together. Competition and rivalry do not simply disappear with age. Instead, they transform into more subtle dynamics within social circles, families, and even among lifelong friends. The tendency to compare ourselves to others, whether in terms of accomplishments, health, or relationships, persists into later years. This natural inclination can sometimes lead to quiet resentment, especially when others perceive a peer's life as more fulfilling or successful than their own. Consider a sibling who envies the frequent visits you receive from your children, or a friend who, facing declining health, silently compares their situation to your active lifestyle. Even within retirement communities and social gatherings, comparisons regarding hobbies, social status, or personal achievements can fuel a quiet rivalry. This competition often stems from insecurity. When people feel they are falling short in some aspect of life, they instinctively seek comparisons. If you are perceived as having more or doing better, you may unintentionally become the focus of their frustrations, even if they remain unspoken. Some rivalries have roots in long-standing unresolved tensions, such as sibling rivalries that have persisted for decades. These deeply ingrained dynamics often resurface later in life, amplified by an unspoken competition over who has won at life. Even casual remarks about your travels, active lifestyle, or close family ties can unintentionally spark feelings of inadequacy in others. A simple mention of a recent vacation might trigger comparisons and bring hidden insecurities to the surface. Handling these dynamics requires balance. It is essential to celebrate your achievements and live authentically without feeling pressured to downplay your successes. You have worked hard to build your life, and it is natural to take pride in your accomplishments. However, Showing humility and acknowledging the strengths of others can help ease tensions. A small gesture, such as complimenting someone on their resilience or adaptability, can foster mutual respect and alleviate rivalry. If competition persists, remind yourself that another person's need to compare is a reflection of their internal struggles rather than a judgment of your worth. There is no need to engage in these comparisons or prove anything. Instead, prioritize nurturing, supportive relationships that emphasize connection over competition. By focusing on encouragement and mutual support, you cultivate a sense of peace and protect your emotional well being. True fulfillment is not about winning an invisible contest, but about living authentically and embracing your journey without seeking validation. Societal expectations often impose restrictive notions about how older adults should behave, live, or even think. From the way one dresses to the activities pursued, these expectations can be confining, limiting opportunities for growth, exploration, and self expression. Choosing to step outside these prescribed norms, whether by embracing new passions, expressing bold viewpoints, or challenging traditional roles, can sometimes make others uncomfortable. However, their discomfort is not a reflection of your choices, but rather their own struggle to reconcile their beliefs with the reality of your individuality. For instance, deciding to take up a new hobby or embark on a new relationship later in life may attract skepticism or judgment from those who find such choices unconventional. Similarly, pursuing an adventurous endeavor, such as traveling or engaging in a daring activity, might elicit critical remarks from those who have resigned themselves to a more constrained way of living. Their reactions often stem from their own internalized limitations rather than any true assessment of your actions. The unease that some people express when witnessing you break free from societal expectations often arises because your choices force them to confront the limitations they have imposed on themselves. Your willingness to embrace change may serve as a reminder of the dreams they have set aside, or the opportunities they let slip by. As a result, instead of offering support, they may respond with dismissive attitudes or subtle disapproval. Living authentically despite societal pressures requires resilience. Your courage to defy outdated expectations can be both inspiring and unsettling to those around you. While not everyone will support or understand your decisions, staying true to your path is essential. The pursuit of fulfillment, growth, and self expression should not be constrained by the fear of judgment. Ultimately, aging is not a time to conform to imposed limitations, but an opportunity to redefine what fulfillment means on your terms. By embracing new experiences, maintaining emotional resilience, and fostering authentic relationships, you create a life that reflects your true self, one that is not dictated by societal norms, but by your own aspirations and values. Your journey is uniquely yours, and by living unapologetically, you pave the way for a richer, more meaningful life. At times, people's reactions to your choices may come from a place of comparison, making them feel uncomfortable about their own life decisions. This discomfort can sometimes manifest as resentment toward you, but it's important to remember that their emotions are not yours to bear. Living a life that brings you joy and fulfillment is not only your right, it is an essential part of a well-lived life. You have worked hard to reach this stage, and you deserve to shape your years ahead according to your own desires, rather than conforming to someone else's outdated expectations of aging. Aging should not be viewed as a limitation, but rather as an opportunity for continued growth, self-discovery, and joy. When you notice that others are uncomfortable with your choices, instead of reacting defensively, approach the situation with patience and grace. If the moment allows, share your perspective, explaining how your choices have enriched your life. Make it clear that your decisions stem from a genuine desire to fully embrace life rather than an act of rebellion. In doing so, you might open others' eyes to possibilities they had never considered, offering them a new perspective on how to approach their own lives. Your journey is uniquely yours, and while external expectations and judgments may persist, they do not define your path. By staying true to yourself and continuing to engage in activities that fulfill you, you set a powerful example for those around you. It is never too late to follow your passions, make meaningful changes, or pursue happiness. Your courage in choosing authenticity can inspire others to reevaluate their own beliefs and break free from the limits they have placed on themselves. They may even find the motivation to pursue dreams they had long set aside out of fear or uncertainty. If you've made it this far into the video and find these insights helpful, comment the number 4 below. It lets me know that you're here with me, absorbing and reflecting on these lessons. Your presence and engagement mean a lot. One of the most profound struggles many people face as they grow older is the feeling of being overlooked or unappreciated. This can stem from the sense that years of effort, whether in family, career, or community, are no longer acknowledged. The contributions and sacrifices made over time can fade into the background, leaving a lingering question: does my impact still matter? This lack of recognition can be particularly painful in family dynamics. You may have been the backbone of your family, dedicating years to nurturing, guiding, and supporting your loved ones. Yet now, as they become consumed with their own busy lives, you might feel as though your role has diminished, your wisdom ignored, and your experiences overlooked. Your adult children may not express their gratitude as often as you'd like. Your grandchildren, growing up in a fast-paced world, may see you as a presence in their lives, rather than a wellspring of valuable lessons and stories. In professional or social settings, this feeling of being disregarded can also take root. Perhaps there was a time when your contributions were celebrated, your efforts acknowledged, and your presence valued. But as the years pass and the focus shifts elsewhere, you might feel as though you are fading into the background, as if your significance has diminished with time. This can be a difficult experience, leaving you wondering whether all that you have done is truly appreciated. However, recognition does not always have to come from external sources. While it is natural to seek validation from those around you, finding fulfillment in your own sense of purpose and self-worth is essential. Take a moment to reflect on your journey, the lives you have touched, the lessons you have shared, and the love you have given. Even if those around you do not express their gratitude as often as you'd like, the impact of your contributions remains significant. That said, open and honest communication with your loved ones can help bridge the gap. If you feel unacknowledged, gently share your feelings with those closest to you. A simple statement such as, "I'd love to share some stories about my experiences and what I've learned in life," can open the door to deeper conversations and connection. Often, people are not intentionally dismissive. They simply may not realize how much your presence and wisdom mean to them. More importantly, learn to celebrate yourself. Acknowledge the life you have lived, the challenges you have overcome, and the love you have shared. Your worth is not dependent on whether others recognize it. Surround yourself with those who appreciate you, who value your presence, and who bring joy and fulfillment into your life. Nurture relationships that bring you a sense of belonging and happiness. At the same time, choose peace and authenticity. Remember that the negativity or lack of recognition from others is often more about their own struggles and perspectives than it is about you. You are not responsible for changing how others feel, but you do have the power to shape your own response. Choose self-worth over self-doubt and connection over isolation. By doing so, you maintain control over your emotional well-being and continue to live authentically. Focus on what truly matters, living in alignment with your core values and embracing the wisdom and experiences that have shaped you. Celebrate both the big and small achievements and continue to express yourself in ways that bring joy and fulfillment. Let go of the need to please everyone or conform to outdated societal expectations. Instead, let your actions reflect the truth of who you are, a person of strength, kindness, and resilience. Your legacy is not defined by fleeting opinions or judgments, but by the love, wisdom, and inspiration you pass on. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the freedom to be unapologetically you. This not only brings you inner peace, but also encourages those around you to see the value you bring to their lives. Your story, shaped by triumphs and challenges alike, is one worth celebrating. The knowledge and love you have shared throughout your life are part of the lasting impact you continue to create. And while external recognition can be gratifying, the most important validation is the one you give yourself. Let this phase of life be about self-celebration, self-compassion, and self-fulfillment. As you reflect on these ideas, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to share one thing you've learned from this message and how you plan to apply it to your life. Together, we can support and uplift each other in embracing authenticity and building a legacy of love and wisdom. So, what resonated with you the most? Throughout this discussion, we've explored why some people may react negatively toward you as you age, from feelings of jealousy to fear of change. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one takeaway from this video that you plan to incorporate into your own life? Share your insights in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Elderly Hacks, for more empowering content. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.